Hi everybody. Okay, so my name is Sarah Clark. I'm the editor of NFC World, and with me this evening we have Wayne Leung, the CEO of Tappy Technologies. We have Yvonne Dowds from ABN AMRO Bank, and we have Mike Cruz from MasterCard. And a very sterling effort of them all to come and do this so late on in the evening, especially at a Mobile World Congress when we've all had quite a lot of walking around already today. So first of all, I'm going to invite Wayne to make some comments, welcome you, and I think you have a video to show, if that's okay.
So before we start show any videos, I'd like to thank everybody to be here today. This morning we had a great wearable payment summit, which is the first ever that we put this together. This topic has been around for some time, especially when our strategic bank partners like Barclays, ABN are also in the forefront of that wearable payment space. It's been a quite interesting topic, and I really wanted to bring all the experts together that understands this topic to put this topic more fruitful and flavorful and explain to everybody what this is all about. Now, this cocktail is more like a launch event for us to talk about our token service. We are officially a token service provider, but more focused on the wearable side. Now, it takes a lot, just not only being a token service provider, you need to really bring all the partners together to really commercialize this and make like volume to make this to be a norm and mass adoption. So we have developed something called UPPU, the Universal Passive Provisioning Unit, and that is changing the whole game for provisioning. So as most of you probably know already that Apple Pay and Google Pay, you can digitize a card onto their phone, but you're only using a payment on their phone and tap and pay. But now we're able to do the exact same thing, but using UPPU to push that digital card information into a passive device which doesn't require a battery. So this is the differentiation that we're providing, and it might sound all confusing, but when I show you the video, it all makes sense. So again, thank you, and I want to like to show the video to everybody how this all works. So the Tappy video, please. Thank you.
Your wife's birthday, you said. Hey, we're friends, right? Give me a credit card. I've got just the thing. Bro, this little beauty here is perfect for your wife. She's gonna love you for making her life so convenient. What? This watch is powered by Tappy's tokenization technology. It enables you to digitize this card and send it into this watch. This is how it works. Download the Tappy app and register yourself. Capture the image of your card through the app. It'll securely digitize your card. Then you pair the watch and the phone using this clip via Bluetooth. Remove the clip. Now it's ready. You see, you've just enabled this watch in seconds.
Nice. What about security?
No worries. There's a biometric sensor in the strap for authentication. Simply put your finger on the sensor and tap to pay. Bought the watch. Wow! And you can instantly view your transaction record through the app.
Oh my god. Is it a payment watch? I saw it on TV last night.
Thank you. No, the wife gets the credit card too. She gets to spend with that too. So that's why she's so happy.
Oh, thank you, Wayne. And we had a really interesting session. Hopefully some of you were able to join us this morning. And Wayne's already working with quite a number of the watch manufacturers. And this is seems like really quite a big leap forward, the fact that we will actually be able to have our own bank cards provisioned onto watches now.
Yeah, so we are very fortunate to have real partners. So, in the past, I know that bank has tried to issue their own wearable products, but that didn't really took off. That wasn't a sustainable concept. Like, it was a concept, but it wasn't a sustainable business model, because ultimately people want to have a product that they want to wear for long term, not only for like a short term. So if it didn't look nice, or if the quality was not up to standard, then people probably wouldn't want to keep that for a long time. So we were fortunate to partner with these real device makers, which is the watch industry people, and have them branded and designed to their own products, and then distribute them, market them, sends the message out to the world saying, look, we're doing this, it has a new feature, and that's how we can have this sustainable and create mass adoption. So because of my traditional watch business background, I was able to capture a lot of the watchmakers' attention. This technology is relevant and they must really take note. This is the way to the future, and that's also because that's the success that we have so far, getting a lot of the watch brands on board. Yeah.
Yvonne, I know at ABN AMRO, you guys have a lot of experience in testing out all sorts of different ideas around wearables, and you're really at the leading edge in terms of rolling things out to customers. We'd all love to hear, what have you learned along the way? Where are you now? And how are things going?
Hi Yvonne, my name is Yvonne. Yes, what we have learned. So to start off, we launched the beginning of this year, end of last year, all kind of wearables. But last year we started actually with a pilot. In the Netherlands, we see that so many customers use the card for contactless payments. It's a really high rate, 60% pays contactless in the Netherlands. And we thought, okay, you have the card, you have the phone, what's next? It should be much easier. So together with MasterCard, we decided to set up a pilot with 500 customers. Our product wasn't finalized at all. We just wanted to develop something together with our customers, instead of offering a product that is completely finished and ask them, do you want to have it or not? So what we did was setting up that pilot, and I brought along a video of that pilot. I have to apologize, I'm speaking Dutch in that video, but we do have subtitles, but it's more on showing what we did in that pilot and how we interacted with our customers. Can you show the video?
We zijn hier vandaag in de Foodhall in Amsterdam. We hebben hier klanten uitgenodigd om bij ons een wearable op te komen halen. Ze gaan die koppelen aan hun bankrekening, zodat die daarna hetzelfde werkt als betalen met hun bankpasje. En ze gaan ze ook meteen uittesten in de Foodhallen, terwijl ze wat lekkers kunnen kopen.
Ik ga mijn wearable van ABN AMRO ophalen en ik heb een ring gekozen. Ik ben heel benieuwd hoe dat werkt en hoe het eruit ziet.
Om de wearable te testen vind ik heel tof als een van de eerste. En ik ben benieuwd. Ik heb uiteindelijk een bracelet gekozen omdat het vrij subtiel is.
Gedurende de 4 maanden pilot van de wearables hebben we 500 klanten die de verschillende betaalvormen gaan testen. Wij gaan ze continu vragen om feedback om eigenlijk ons product te verbeteren.
Ik heb hem geactiveerd en nu kunnen we iets te eten of te drinken bestellen. Dus daar is hij voor. Zou ik jou een Cola Zero mogen alsjeblieft?
Deze pilot doen we samen met Mastercard, omdat we beide zien dat contactloos betalen een enorm succes is. Meer dan 50% van onze pintransacties wordt contactloos gedaan. En in Nederland kun je op 80% van de punten waar een terminal staat contactloos betalen. En we zien ook dat steeds meer accessoires meer functionaliteiten in zich hebben, zoals de bekende smartwatches. En dat het een hele logische stap is om ook daar de NFC, de betaalfunctionaliteit aan toe te voegen.
Dankjewel. Oh ja. Van tevoren was ik wel een beetje sceptisch over de veiligheid van deze betaalmethode, maar het blijkt eigenlijk dezelfde technologie te zijn als contactloos betalen met je pinpas. Ja, dus dat zit wel goed.
Ja, de toekomst is eigenlijk volledig aan de klanten, hoe zij willen gaan betalen. Is dat contactloos of op een andere manier? Maar wij bieden puur de mogelijkheden aan wat hun meer gemak kan bieden.
We kunnen straks onze bankpasjes wegdoen en dan dragen we allemaal een horloge of een ring om je dingen te kunnen betalen.
So what we actually learned is that we need to let people experience the wearables payments. By just only telling them about that it's easy and super fast, even my girlfriends think, yeah, right. But when I go out and shopping with them, they are like, can I have one as well? So with engaging 500 customers and actively asking feedback from them, we finalized that product. We added there that they can spend high value payments with these passive wearables, and we decided to launch. The outcome was that 80% of these pilot customers preferred the wearable over their cards. So we created 500 ambassadors with this. And when we did the press release, we actually, a week before, we went to the key journalist in the Netherlands and we said, do you want to have a wearable to test with it? And then you can write about it. So we were completely honest with the product, just try yourself and write about it. And that created actually a successful press release for us. So.
Mike, obviously MasterCard tests everything, I think. And I know it's really important to always be looking at what's coming next. Where do you see wearables fitting in with everything else?
Yeah, so hi everyone, this is Michael Cruz from Digital Payments at MasterCard. So for us, we've seen an increase in mobile payments. As such, we're seeing all of these connected devices that really for us become an opportunity to turn them into commerce devices. So from that perspective, we're looking at how can we smartly embed payment into all of these connected things where it makes sense for consumers. So everything that we do is all about payment and looking at payment being smart, secure, and simple. So we can cue the video now for MasterCard. It'll show you a couple of the things that we've been up to, kind of the way we're looking at the wearable space and some of the things that we've been focused on.
Life moves fast, and the way we pay is always evolving. That's why MasterCard is at the forefront of wearable technology, using the latest digital payment innovation to help you buy the things you need from the places you want in a smart and convenient way. We make every purchase easy and secure, whether you pay with a card, smartphone, watch, or anything else. With worldwide acceptance across thousands of locations, we make sure it's easy to get whatever you need, wherever you shop. All this is made possible thanks to MasterCard's digital enablement service. For each transaction, we replace your card details with a unique digital token, giving you the freedom to shop however you want with optimal security. To keep your money safe and payments simple, you'll be asked to authenticate your first payment of the day. So, you can spend your money with complete peace of mind. At MasterCard, we understand that technology needs to fit into your life so that you can make your purchases safely and conveniently. We make sure that whatever device or operating system you use, you're free to manage your money your way. Our advanced payment technology works across devices, banks, and countries, with flexibility built in for a world that never stops evolving. So as you move forward, we'll move with you, keeping your payments safe, simple, and smart.
Yeah, so that's a showcase of some of the things that we've worked on in the past. We've had a lot of success over the last year and a half. We've launched with Fitbit and Garmin in the fall of 2017. Since that time, we've seen them expand into a lot of different markets, into a lot of different regions. They've rolled out a series of new devices behind that as well. So we've actually seen quite an activity, quite an uptick in tokenization rates and transactions, which ultimately is what we want to see. For us, we're seeing quite a bit of activity. There's almost like a second wave of happenings now where you're seeing different devices, different form factors. You're seeing rings, you're seeing more of the traditional watches that folks are adopting and converting into payment devices. So in that case, we launched in the January timeframe about a month or so ago with Swatch in Switzerland. And then we're also looking at future launches, one with Sony, where they're actually showcasing a clasp that turns a traditional device into a smart device. So lots of activity across the spectrum of different devices, really just tailoring those to consumers and the needs that they have when they're on the go.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It can be really hard to tell the difference between a technology that people are starting to dabble with and it's all quite cool, but actually it's 3 years, 5 years away into the future. I mean, Yvonne, I know you're making these products available to your customers today. What kind of reaction are you having? Is it something that people are adopting? Is it practical? Does it all work?
Well, we are offering smartwatches, Fitbit and Garmin, and then the passive wearables. And well, in the first month we launched, we see both type of wearables going the same direction. So it's really, people choose differently, so we don't know. So it's a good direction that we chose to offer what you would like instead of just one thing. It's the variety that matters. Yeah.
And are you seeing the same at MasterCard? I mean, I guess we've had payments on the Apple Watch for quite some time now, but that's a certain segment of the market. And Wayne, with Tappy, they're looking very much at the mass market watches and the fashion end of things, which is a very different market again. And I guess the kind of Fitbits and Garmins are maybe a little bit in the middle. Do you see, I mean, I guess for MasterCard, you're looking at things that all of your card holders are going to be able to access.
Yeah, so I think from my perspective, and it's exemplified in the video as well, so the wearables use case, the trends that are driving it, people are really in tune with technology. They're embracing technology. People are looking for convenience. They're on the go. People are really focused on health and wellness. So all of those factors are really tying into consumers' needs. And being able to pay is meeting those needs as well. So whether it's a smart device that's $400 or $500 or €400 or €500, it could be on the high end, or if it's a lower end passive device, it's really solving for a pain point that a consumer has, that they're crunched for time, they're on the go, and they're looking to make a transaction, and knowing that transaction, their credentials that are on there, their card credentials are going to be secure without a problem, even if they lose the device.
Sure, and we had there was quite a lot of interesting conversation in this morning session about combining that convenience of wearable contactless with the importance of design. And because it's something that I have, if it's my ring, it's my watch, it's my bracelet, then it's something very personal. I think sort of that Brian at Timex had some really interesting points of view, and I think it's something that you think is a really important part of it, Wayne, that that we need to get things that actually people actively want to own, and I guess and be proud to own and feel comfortable with.
Yeah, that's right. So at the beginning of our discussion here, the importance is you really want to create something that you want to wear every day. So I understand that like Fitbit and Garmin has already launched their products, but you're almost like you're stuck with only one timepiece, like one wearable on your wrist, where if that consumer really had a choice, they probably would have chosen, like they have more options, they would have chosen different things as well. So the key is also, if you are able to design and provide something that is affordable, not always going to be like the 200 up range of type of product. We're talking about like $100 and below type of products, and with multiple designs and SKU styles, then more people are willing to. You'll catch more customers who probably didn't like that Fitbit and Garmin. So that's why when the watch groups come into play, they have all these brands under their portfolio to create mass adoption by having multiple brands, multiple designs, and that's how I think, again, drive adoption. Yeah.
Yvonne, did you see any difference in uptake? Is there kind of like sweet spots in terms of popularity with your customers and what kind of costs? Or is it, are you still at the stage of trying a whole variety and seeing what proves to be popular? Or
Well, what we do see is that the Garmin and the Fitbit already had an installed base, so that's good. I think they will grow when they offer more choice in the ones that they have. And the second thing is, well, for all the things, I think the smartwatches is you use it already for something else, right? For sports and so on. So it's easy to add the payment to it. The other things is really buying it for the convenience of paying it. And there's a challenge that you have to convince them or share the news that it's convenient. We all know that, but they don't know it. But there's still a group that thinks, wow, this is interesting. Those are the early adapters. And one of the things that is going really has a good uptake is the Ring. Because it's interesting, it creates a lot of questions at the counter. What are you doing? Do you have it in your hand or whatever? So it creates a fun factor next to that it is convenient. It's fun. You go to the market and you go and buy some fish, and everyone in the market is involved in your Ring and talking about it. So that's something new. So it's a curiosity. So that helps, I think, yeah.
Absolutely. And from MasterCard, so from sort of the different tests that you're doing in different parts of the world, are you seeing any trends or any kind of favorites emerging? Or
Yeah, so I would echo what Yvonne was saying. With some of these devices, they just have a wow factor to them, especially its early days. When people see you pay with a Ring or a watch that looks like a mechanical traditional watch, people are impressed by that. But beyond the wow factor, I think folks that have these devices, have a traditional watch, maybe have a higher end watch, they don't want to sacrifice giving up that design. So we're starting to see a lot of activity with fashion brands and people that don't want to make that trade-off. They don't want to wear a bulky smartwatch if they're at a formal activity. Maybe they want to wear something more elegant. So we are seeing that push as well. And where we're seeing a lot of activity also varies by market depending on the acceptance rates there. So in markets like the UK and Australia, where you have very high acceptance rates, you know that when you tap, it's going to be accepted. So in those markets, it's becoming a habit. People are using them on a daily basis, especially in their daily journey. So they'll use it for transit, they'll use it for buying lunch, and it becomes habitual. So, you know, I think that's part of the push that we're seeing in various markets, depending on how ubiquitous, you know, contactless is there.
next year, when we're all back at MWC again, will we be going, hey, 2019, that was the year for wearable payments, or are we still a little further out, do you think? I'm going to ask you all that one, I think.
So we'll see. Hopefully, yes. I mean, I'd love to see everyone tapping for anything that they're buying here throughout, with their wearable device. But I think the wearables journey is a little bit early. We're seeing a lot of activity, a lot of engagement across issuing partners, across integrators, across OEMs. Everyone's playing in the space, and there's a lot of opportunity. But I think a key piece is the consumer demand. The consumers need to demand it. The consumers need to say, this is the market that I want. These are the types of devices, and that will be somewhat of a flywheel to get things moving. That, along with the acceptance rates in various markets as well. At least that's my perspective.
Yvonne?
Yeah, I can only agree. Yeah.
Well, that was nice and easy.
Well, I would like to say yes, but in reality, it does take time. Just like any new device out there, when we started to use our smartphones, when we started to use any new gadget that we have, it really takes time to be a mass adopt product. But I have a strong feeling that if I can get or most of the watch brands and a lot of other devices out there to do that, it will increase the speed. So I would say like by 2020, if not next year, 2021, we'll be seeing a lot more people using their wearables or other devices to make payments rather than just the phones. Definitely.
Okay, fantastic. I think everybody's been very good listening so late into the evening. It's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us on the panel. Yvonne, I think you had another video that you were going to show us. I've been hearing about this doggy, so...
Yeah, that's right. I was telling the whole time about you have to show everyone how convenient a wearable payments is. And just before our launch, we started with a video that we spread out on social media to do a pre-launch. Just to show how easy it is, we hired a dog. And here is the dog movie.
Goedemiddag. Het is al 16,95 alsjeblieft. Sliep, wil jij even betalen? Weet je? Zo, hartstikke goed. Oké, is gelukt? Ja, super. Hartstikke goed. Bedankt. Goedemiddag. Van even. Oh, leuk hè?
Het is inderdaad leuk, ja.
Heeft u dat wel eens eerder gezien? Nog nooit gezien.
Ik zag wel het horloge op zijn pootje zitten, maar was dat voor de betaling?
Daarmee kan hij net zo makkelijk en veilig contactloos betalen als met een pinpas.
Oh, serieus?
Ja.
Dan moet je wel kunnen opnemen.
Als je nou ook nog kan zeggen hoe laat het is, dan heb ik hem gelijk over.
Ja, misschien kan je het hem leren.
I don't really think there's anything to follow after that, is there? I think I'll just really thank our panelists very much, to Mike, to Yvonne and to Wayne, and thank you all very much for paying attention, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much.